You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com. Welcome to the big tent, the big circus in the sky of the Chris Voss Show family. I'm not sure why I'm using a circus tent comparison, because we don't have elephants, we don't have lions, tigers, or bears. Even Toto, too, is not with us. So those Gen Zers right now are going, what's that reference? Anyway, guys, welcome to the big show. We certainly appreciate you guys. Hey, our downloads have been blowing up lately. I've been seeing a lot of tags on our Bitly links and stuff like that. So thank you very much for sharing the show. We really appreciate you guys that do that. I must have shamed people with that joke we did about how the Chris Voss Show is a giant MLM and you have to have 5 people in your download. I was just kidding people. That's a joke. We're not really an MLM. And if you're expecting checks, well, you're not in luck. Anyway, for the show to your family, friends, and relatives, go to youtube.com/Chris Voss, goodreads.com/Chris Voss. The LinkedIn newsletter has been blowing up too. The LinkedIn finally made the newsletter, people's newsletter on LinkedIn, public. So you don't have to be a connection of mine on LinkedIn to be able to read the amazing newsletter that we have over there. And of course, it features the podcast guests that we have on this amazing show. If I say amazing one more time, sue me or not. Do what you want. I don't know. I'll do what I want. It's my goddamn show. If I want to say amazing, call it the Amazing Chris Voss Show. Maybe I should rename it. I'll do that. I'll do what I want, because that's how I roll. And today I've done what I want. I've invited an amazing author and artist, musical artist, on the show. He is the author of the book Side Hustle and Flow: 10 Principles to Live and Lead a More Productive Life in Less Time. Because that's what we do in the show. We make you smarter, and everyone knows that if you're smarter, you're sexier to whatever sex you might be attracted to, or they're attracted to you. So this will make you smarter, and you'll glow. You'll get like a glow. Cliff, are you going to help people glow today? Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, we're going to grow up and we're going to glow up all the same time.
We're going to glow up. All right, I love this. Cliff Beach is on the show with us today. He's the author of the aforementioned book. He's also a musician, so we're going to learn a bit about music and stuff. He's been performing live for more than 20 years. His single, Confident, is featured on Spotify, All Funked Up, and Funk Drive playlists with over 850 plus streams. He is the host of the Deeper Grooves podcast and Deeper Grooves on 885 FM. Beach is the author of the Side Hustle and Flow, as we mentioned before, the new book, and chronicles his musical journey while still working a day job. He's written exclusively, if I can learn to say that on Monday, for Beauty Tap, Pepperdine, and Rockstar Life. Welcome to the show, Cliff. How are you?
I'm great, Chris. How are you?
Good. I'm sorry to put that pressure on you, make everyone glow today, but I don't know. You seem like the kind of guy who can probably pull that off. I don't know.
If anyone can, I think I have a good handle on it.
There you go. It's Monday Glow Day. Maybe I'll declare that as a national holiday or a weekly thing we'll do on the Chris Voss Show. So, Cliff, give us your .coms, wherever you want people to find you on those interwebs, those giant pneumatic tubes in the sky.
Definitely. Well, they can find me for the book at sidehustleandflow.net. They can find my music at cliffbeachmusic.com, or my record label, California Soul Music, at californiasoulmusic.com, or for the radio show at thesocalsound.org.
There you go. So tell us a little bit about you, your upbringing, what got you into music, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, well, I am originally from Washington, D.C. I grew up playing music in church and in school. I graduated very early at 16, went off to conservatory at Berklee College of Music in Boston. I graduated at 19 before I could drink legally, but now I'm sober. And so, it just was always a mutual love of music. I come from a huge extended family where my family actually, they were part of creating their own church, and it's kind of a hybrid of Christianity and Judaism. It's called Hebrides, but essentially they outlawed musical instruments. So my family is very versed at singing very intricate a cappella music, all vocal music. And so I grew up, everyone singing, swapping parts. I probably come from a family about 300, 270 are amazing singers. I would say I'm probably not even the best singer within my family, but one of the only ones that does it professionally outside of the church realm. So I try to bring elements of that into the stage. I never wanted to be on a pulpit, but I did want to be on the stage to be able to give people that infectious joy that comes from very jubilant, upbeat, call and response type music. And I've been very fortunate to be able to do it for over 20 years and foray that into radio, into podcasting, into being a music director and band for a television show on Discovery Channel with Josh Gates Tonight. And so, I just put one foot in front of the other, and that's kind of how the book came along as well.
There you go. And you talk in the book about this. You were on American Idol, and something happened. Give us a lowdown on that.
Yeah, like everyone else, I moved to LA in 2002. In 2003, I was on American Idol, went through multiple rounds. What they don't show you is that obviously there's a bunch of rounds that happen before you actually hit TV. So when people are like, oh, I didn't make it on TV or whatever, that's actually like 4 rounds in. So I made it through all the preliminary rounds. Producers loved me. Then the executive producers loved me. And then when I finally got to Simon, Randy, and sadly, no Paula, for reasons unknown, they subbed in Ryan Seacrest. And so I did not make it past. I feel if I had Paula in my pocket, Simon was on board, which is crazy out of everyone. He liked me. And it was Randy who was on the fence. And then Ryan Seacrest who threw the veto in, which seal that deal. But it was okay. I realized very quickly that I did not want to be a reality TV star. I wanted to just do music. And it's actually better sometimes to get kicked out of something because it forced me to grow up and glow up very quickly.
There you go. And you can at least get, you can at least say, hey, man, I gave it a shot. I gave it my best shot. I was there. And doesn't Randy do country music? Am I thinking of the right guy?
That's a different Randy. I think Randy was Mariah Carey's musical director.
Oh, well, I mean, Mariah Carey music, that explains everything. I'm a Metallica fan, so I can't. And I actually have issues with Mariah Carey and her payola, if you understand the old MCA days and what went on with that. One of my favorite bands, Kansas, was putting out just one of the greatest albums ever, or would have been one of the greatest albums ever. And was it MCA? The MCA CEO was having an affair, and I think he married up Mariah Carey. Yeah, so he literally cut off all marketing for any new albums coming out, and they just bought payola for Mariah Carey, and that's the reason she's a star. They just bought all the radio stations that was pay to play, and it was actually prosecuted by the Justice Department, I believe, or investigated. So that's my issue with Mariah. She makes nice music. It's okay. Of course. But I'm just trying to give you some shade to throw at whatever, but I'll throw it.
Yeah. Well, now she just keeps making all that money off the Christmas.
Oh, that damn Christmas. Yeah, we should probably send her back to wherever she came from just over that Christmas song alone, but that's me. Bah humbug. Anyway, what type of music, what genre do you do with your music?
I do funk, soul, R&B music with a 10-piece band based in Los Angeles. And we're going to do a foray also into jazz this year. So it's nice to have a lot of organic instruments, not electronic, not beats, but real musicians playing, with heart and soul.
And so you sing, what other instruments do you do?
I play keyboard as well, and I'm endorsed by Nord keyboards, so the red keyboards, if you ever see them on stages across the world. I'm always in red and black, but yeah, I played piano since I was 5 years old, and organ, clavinet. I have a Rhodes, so very vintage. I think my Rhodes is a Mark II 1979 edition, but you can't emulate the real thing.
So you wrote a book. You talk about some of your stories, some of your journeys, and things like that. Give us some tease out on what's inside the book.
Yeah, I had the pandemic. This is my big pandemic project. I knew since music was shut down, I needed to do something with my life. And I had actually been doing music online during the pandemic that got picked up by CNN. And so during that time, I was like, I just want to condense my ideas. Obviously, doing anything within the arts is very difficult. And I feel like it's almost impossible to just be a starving artist, especially in a city like LA. So I wanted to give people the opportunity to understand that you can work to make money, to live, and then also still work on your passion project. I think a lot of times people have this misnomer that I have to do one or the other. Like if I'm not a starving artist, then I'm not a true artist. Or if I take a 9 to 5 or something else, then that's taking away from my art, which is not true. I think you can do everything. You can't do it all at once, but it's better to do a little bit of something towards your goal every day, baby steps, incremental changes, than to do nothing. And I feel like if you have an all or nothing approach, then people do the latter. They end up doing nothing, and then we don't get those songs or those books or those podcasts or those ideas out there that only you can give because you've given up on even making a little niche for yourself.
There you go. There you go. I mean, that's really the way to do it and everything, and all that good stuff. And it's available on hardcover. Do you anticipate coming out with the paperback anytime soon?
Yes, paperback should be rolling out momentarily, probably tomorrow. And then, yeah, and then Audible audiobook is out.
Nice.
Last month. Yeah, so all the versions will be out. Kindle version is out as of end of last year. So I'm excited to have it in the 4 major formats. I looked at your book on Amazon as well, so congratulations to you. I mean, obviously it's building this huge following and really just promoting thought leaders and ideas. I have a high respect for anyone getting their dreams out there.
There you go. There you go. So what's the future hold for you? What are you working on for your future stuff? And do you have, are you doing the album thing or the song thing on Spotify? How do you produce your music and publish it?
That's a good question. So I have my own record label, California Soul Music. I've put out my music and a handful of other artists that I like in California probably since 2017. Right now, I do have a label in Denver that's interested in putting out one of our soul records. So we're in the process of mixing a new soul record, 11 songs, 10 originals, 1 cover. And then I'm also doing my first jazz record with a whole new rhythm section band. And that has 13 songs, doing an Ella Fitzgerald tribute album, essentially, but really a tribute to the Great American Songbook, great writers, just, timeless music. And so I'm very excited to be doing that. It's a stretch project for me, really having to, you have the chops, but you have to always constantly be pushing the needle forward, doing something different, getting out of your comfort zone, because that's where all the growth really happens. And so I try to always, with every project, do something different so that I don't get bored or I don't become stagnated. So I'm super excited about both of these records, which will take up primarily most of the year, shopping them around before releasing. But that'll be, at least 24 new songs coming out within the next year or so.
There you go. There you go. Well, that should be exciting to have. Can you tell us the name of the new album yet, or is it ready to go, or is it going to be?
Yeah, it's ready. So the soul record is called Beach Please. A play on my name, and then the jazz record is called "You Showed Me the Way," which is the title track, and was one of it was actually Ella Fitzgerald's first co-written song that she did, and Billie Holiday, a very young Billie Holiday, did it first before Ella. So it's exciting to be able to show, and she was very adept at doing these songbook series from the 50s with Norman Granz and Verve Records, and so they would pull back all these original verses that got cut out of songs. So we did that for this song too, really paying a true homage to the many layers of greatness that I feel Ella, who has never had a biopic because I don't think anyone can play her easily, but she should. And so I'm excited. And men don't normally tribute women in this way, typically. So it's exciting to be able to show it. Women will tribute, male songwriters or male singers often more. So
there you go. Thanks. There you go, man. Well, this has been pretty interesting. Anything more you want to tease out on future works or the book or whatever else you're working on?
Yeah, well, we have our podcast, Deeper Grooves, that's currently in season 5. So we're releasing that on Tuesdays through March. Super excited. We talk with, people who have won Grammys, been nominated for Grammys, people that are up and coming. Really, again, just reiterating that people should be pushing their art, pushing their music, getting their dreams out there, trying new things. And I find, just like with this podcast, listening to people tell their stories, it helps to inspire and motivate. And there's really never enough of that, I think, within the space. Sometimes it can become a little saccharine sweet, so I try not to be on that side of things. We're very realistic, very tactical, very tangible in that way. And then I have my radio show on 88.5, the SoCal Sound in LA, but it can be listened to the archive. We're just about to go over our 100th show next month, so there's plenty of archives to choose from. Saturday night, 10 p.m. locally, but streaming worldwide, and that's super exciting because I get to play an hour's worth of some of the best funk, soul, jazz, blues, groove-oriented music. So really taking people. Sometimes we'll play a few mainstream things, but we really try to be more on the B-sides, more on the deeper cuts, really giving people kind of a musical history and just showing them really great artists that may not be at the main stage, but I think people should know.
There you go. There you go. Well, this has been fun to have you on the show, Cliff. We really appreciate it. Give us your .com so people can find you on the interwebs, please.
Yes. So you can find me at cliffbeatsmusic.com, CaliforniaSoulMusic.com, SideHustleFlow.net, and the SoCalSound.org.
There you go. There you go. Thank you very much for coming on once again. I love your sign in the back. It says, God made me funky.
Yes.
There you go. Well, continued success, my friend. Thanks, my audience, for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, youtube.com/Chris Voss, and all those places on the interwebs that you may find us. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. And we'll see you guys next time.